The Palantir version is, there was this, I forget what the acronym stands for, there was this software program. This was once we moved from intelligence community into the broader military called DSIGs, which was sort of this, in theory, was a system where you're supposed to figure out ways to integrate the data across all these units in the field and headquarters and, integrate what was going on, which is an incredibly important thing to do. In practice, it was sort of a kludgy consultant billion-dollar boondoggle that didn't work, and we naturally thought we would replace it in 6 months, and it took something like 10 years. We finally replaced it in 2019, and we had to sue the Army, we had all our consultants quit and said, this is just the most ridiculous thing. You'll never get you can't sue your customer, and you definitely can't sue the Army. And not only will you not get them as a customer, you will not get anybody else in DC. You'll just be blackballed by everybody. But then, and it was under, it was in 2016 that we sued them. It was under a 1994 law where, the military was supposed to have an open procurement process. And then what you can do when you sue somebody is you get discovery, and you sort of discover what's going on in the sausage making factory that no one's investigated for 22 years. And there's a lot of stuff. And there was sort of, there were internal reports that Palantir worked better, which didn't matter because obviously nobody can assess the software. But then more scandalously, there were, orders to suppress the reports. There were emails that people had to hide the findings. And there was a cover-up, and this did not sound like the open procurement process. And then you won at the court level, then you won at the district at the DC circuit level, and they were forced to reopen the process. And then after a decade, we sort of got the contract. So so there was something that was doable, but it was not as straightforward as it sounded.
It feels like there's these, and SpaceX had to sue as well, of course. It feels like there's these parts of our society that are set up to just maintain their broken nature, and you have to just punch really, really, really hard through them. And it's very rare people do that,
Yeah, SpaceX was the first successful template to do it. And there's obviously something like this. The university system seems as broken or more than the military procurement process, and then especially with the accrediting agencies and all these things where they just are designed to prevent newcomers. And it's like if you actually had a newcomer, they would just eat the field.